Dear students in grade 9, good afternoon and welcome to our seminar for today, in which we are going to discuss the two units, Unit 7 and Unit 8, in the student's book as well as the activity book. Well, dear students, first of all, dear colleagues, we are very sorry for being late. There was a fault, or a technical, let's say, fault in the studio, so we were preparing to do it, and now we are ready for our seminar. First of all, let me introduce my colleagues in the studio. Miss Najla Dubesi, an English teacher from Damascus countryside. Good
Welcome.
afternoon, Miss Najla.
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr.
Mazen Abdul Karim, an English teacher in Damascus countryside. Good afternoon, Mr. Mazen.
Good afternoon.
Dear students in grade 9, as you know, in Unit 7, I think if we want to discuss the grammatical skills in Unit 7, we can say that we have the future forms, Ms. Najla, Mr. Mazen,
Yes.
and we have the first conditionals.
Yes, sir.
Well, in grade or in Unit 8, we have also the second conditionals and maybe some linking words. When we talk about time clauses, we can discuss these time clauses. I mean the words, the linking words, and the form of the time clause and the main clause, maybe the tenses in both clauses, etc. And then we can we will try to do exercises in both units, Unit 7 and Unit 8. Well, the floor is yours, Miss Najla. You can talk about conditional sentences. I think if we want to talk in general about conditional sentences, we have to explain to our students what is the conditional sentence, what clauses they contain, what are the forms or the types of conditional sentences. Then we can talk about tenses and why we use each type.
Yes.
So the floor is yours, please.
Yes, thank you very much. Good evening, dear students. Now let us start by talking about conditional sentences. And as you know, dear students, there are three common verb patterns which are type 1, let us call them type 1, type 2 and type 3. And
we can use the laptop, sorry, we can use the laptop.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay. So here we are, conditional sentences.
Yes.
You said a sentence with if has an if clause and
the main clause.
A main clause.
Yes.
For example,
any conditional sentence has an if clause and the main clause. Example, if I hear any news, I will phone you. If I hear any news, I will phone you.
If clause, if I hear, the clause which begins with if is called an if clause.
Yes, and the second one is the main clause, or I will phone you if I hear any news. As you can see, dear student, we can exchange the place, but we keep using the comma after the if clause if we use it first.
I'll try to make it simpler, Ms. Nizla, if you allow me. We can start our sentence with the if clause, and we can start our sentence with the main clause or the result clause.
Yes.
So the clause, dear students, means or must contain a subject and a verb. This is the clause. So here, any conditional sentence, as you can see, must contain or must have two clauses, if clause
and the main clause.
A main clause.
Yes.
As you said, we can start our sentence with the if clause and we can start it with the main clause.
Yes.
Okay.
Now the conditional sentence, as you know, dear student, there are three common verb patterns. Type 1, or the first one, if we take a bus, it will be cheaper. And here we have the if, then verb 1, take, in the simple present, and in the main clause we use will plus verb
Future.
0. Yes. Type 2, if we took a bus, it would be cheaper. And here we have, after if, we have took, verb in the simple past, and in the main clause we have would plus be, which is the 0 form.
It is conditional.
Yes, conditional. Now type 3, if we had taken a bus, it would have been cheaper. Here after if we had taken, which is the past perfect of the verb, and in the main clause we have would have verb 3 or been here, cheaper.
Okay. So here, the same sentence
Yes.
is written in the three types.
Types, yes.
Of course, type 3 is not mentioned in
the
grade 9.
Grade number 9, yes.
Not
now,
required.
but we will try to, let's say, explain type 1 and
two.
type 2.
Yes.
Yes.
We will focus on why we use each type
Yes.
and the form of tenses, as you said.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. What else?
Yes.
Mr. Mazin, please.
Yes, dear
Let's talk about type 1.
Yes, dear students, we are going to begin with type 1, if, present tense, and the future will. Example, if you post the letter today, it will get there by Thursday. So here, dear student, the main clause is, the if clause is if you post the letter, and the main clause is it will get there. So dear students, notice that we have the simple present in the if clause and the future in the main clause, which is the subject it, the verb of the future will, and get the verb 0. The second example, if you don't hurry, the others will go without us.
Yes.
You can see also, if you don't hurry, the main clause, the if clause, and the main clause is the others will go without us.
So here, the same sentence.
Yes.
If you post the letter today, it will get there by Thursday. So
Yes.
here we are talking about something that may happen
In the future.
in the future. So that's why we use the future.
Yes.
So the first type is used to talk about
Future.
future,
Something
now
which-
and then.
Yes.
So it is possible to happen
In
if
the-
the condition has been achieved.
Yes.
If you post the letter today, but if you don't post the letter today,
It will not
It will.
be
So-
received, yes.
you won't get there it won't get there by Thursday.
Yes.
So there is a condition here. So it is necessary to post the letter today, not any other day.
Yes.
The second example, Mr. Mazin,
If you don't hurry, the others will go without us. Also, the condition is if you don't hurry, the other will go without us.
so we should hurry
We should hurry.
in order to go with the others.
Yes.
So the others will wait for us if we hurry. But if we don't hurry, the others will go
They will leave, yes.
without us.
Yes.
So if he doesn't feel well, he won't go to
Yes.
school.
The third,
If he feels well, he will go.
Yes.
If he doesn't feel well,
he won't go to
he
school.
won't go.
So the third one is if he doesn't feel well, he won't go to school. The if clause, if he doesn't feel well, the main clause is he won't go to school. So here, dear students, we know that in the if clause, it refers to the future, but we cannot use the future tense here. We have to use the present simple. But in the main clause, we have to use
The future.
tense. So here, the present tense in the if clause refer to a possible future action.
Yes. Yes. What about the second type
Yes.
now? Type 2.
Yes, type 2, which is if plus simple past and the future would plus verb 0. So future in the past. If, example, if I had £1 million, I would probably buy a house. So the if clause is if I had £1 million, the main clause I would probably buy a house. Notice, dear student, that the if clause we have simple past, which is had, and in the main clause we have would, which is would plus verb 0, which is buy. The second example, it would be awful if you lost your passport. Here, dear student, we started the sentence with the main clause, it would be awful, and if clause in the yes comes later or after that, if you lost your passport. So if you lost your passport, it would be awful, it would be very bad. The third sentence, if I wanted to get fit, I would do regular exercise. So the if clause is if I wanted to get fit, the main clause, I would do regular exercise. So here, the past tense in the if clause refer to something unreal, something imaginary.
So that's why that's what I want to focus on, Mr. Mazen. Thank you very much. When we say if I had £1,000,000, it means that I don't have
Yes.
this amount
I'm
of money
imagining,
now.
I'm
But
just
I'm just imagining something about the present which is not true. When I say if I were
A doctor,
rich,
yes.
if I were a doctor,
Yes.
if I were in a place, for example, if I were with you, if I
Yes.
were you.
Yes.
So in these cases, I'm just imagining something about the present which is not true. So this case, type 2, is imaginative. The past simple, which is used in the if clause, is called unreal past, as you said. So it is not real. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. It's just a case. It's imaginative case
Yes.
or situation.
Yes.
And here we are just imagining something.
Yes.
That's it. So it is not possible now. When I say if I had £1,000,000, I would probably buy a house. It means that I don't have this money
yes,
now.
exactly.
So I can't buy the house now. So
Yes.
it is not possible now. It may happen in the future, who knows, but
Yes.
now, for the
May
time
happen.
being, I can't buy
Yes.
the house. Very good. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Miss Najla, what else? What do we have?
Now we are going to talk about type number 2,
Yes.
but to express or to imagine what you would do if you were in someone else's place.
Yes,
Okay?
yes.
So dear student, pay attention please. Now type number 2, if with past, simple past and with would. Use if I were to imagine what you would do if you were in someone else's place or if your situation was different. We
For
have
example?
here 2 examples. Now the first one, if I were you, I would apologize to my parents for having bad results in the exam.
So if I
I
were
were
you, I'd apologize to
Yes.
my parents.
But I am not you. So
yes, if I were in your place, this
in
is the
your
meaning
situation,
of if I
yes,
were
I
you.
would apologize
Yes.
to my parents.
Exactly.
Now the second one, if I were rich, I would buy a new car. But
The same
I am not.
situation.
Yes.
That's right.
Mr.
Good.
Russell, just
Yes.
notice, a lot of students may ask, why do we use where? And a lot of students know, or all of us know that after I in the past we use I was.
Yes.
But this is a special case for which
It is an exception.
for
When we
which-
use be in the unreal
Yes.
past, we can use were with all pronouns.
Yes.
This is the formal English. But of course, we can use
was.
It is used.
Yes, but in
fact,
spoken
but it
English.
is in spoken English, in everyday language, maybe it is informal. But
Yes.
the formal one is where. But
Where.
But again, was is correct.
It's
If
correct.
I say if I was
the
rich,
exam,
it's
yes.
okay. It is
Acceptable.
in the
yes.
exam.
Now,
Okay.
now we have here some sentences to do as an exercise. Choose the correct form.
Okay.
The first one, I will phone you if I arrived early. Here we have the if clause in the middle of, or the if in the middle of the sentence. We have will phone. Dear students, as you can see on the TV screen, will phone is the
Type 1.
Type 1, yes.
Main
And here
clause.
we have to use arrive or to choose arrive in the exam to have the tense agreement. If you told me a secret, I would not tell anyone. We have here told, it's type 2, verb 2, simple past, and you have to choose wouldn't tell. Yes, Mr. Mazen?
Yes. If I were you, I would apologize to the teacher for being impolite. So we have the main clause, dear student, and the if clause. We have 2 choices. We have to choose where, because this is the second conditional type of if.
Okay.
The next example, if I were rich, this is the if clause. The main clause is between 2 brackets, would buy and will buy. And the answer is, if I were rich, I would buy my parents a new car. Yes.
Now the following one, dear students, if I am or were between brackets a doctor, I would treat the poor. Now we have in the main clause would treat, so we have to choose where. If I have or had a computer, I would surf the net.
Again,
It's type 2, would
so
surf, so we have to choose had.
past simple,
Yes, past
not
simple.
present simple.
Yes.
Good, good, very nice. Now, that's everything, dear students, about the conditionals, type 1 and type 2.
And the uses.
Now we can go on to talk about something different, which is the future. The future simple tense.
Yes.
How do we make the future simple tense? Why do we use it? Again, the floor is yours.
Yes. Now
Yes,
we
Najla.
have, yes, we can use will to express the future, dear students, but now let us talk about the structure of the sentence. Okay, now in the affirmative sentence, when we don't have negative or question, we use will after the subject. So we can start the sentence by
For
the
example,
subject. I will open the door. I will open the door. I is the subject, will plus verb 0.
So will is the auxiliary
Yes,
verb.
will is the
main
auxiliary
verb is
and
open.
Open is the 0 form, and the door is the object. Now in the negative, we use not after will. Okay, so for example, she will not be at school tomorrow.
She won't be at school
Yes,
tomorrow.
will not.
Will
we
not.
can
It is
say
pronounced
it
won't.
as
Yes,
want.
yes.
If we want to make question, we put the auxiliary verb before the subject, and it will be, will you arrive on time? Will they want dinner? So here we use will in the
we
beginning
use
of
the auxiliary
sentence.
verb
Yes.
before
Before
the subject to make a question.
the question.
Will
Yes.
you, will they, will
Yes,
he, etc.
exactly. No.
Good.
How do we use the future simple tense, dear students? When we have no plan. If we don't have a plan, so we can use the future simple tense. So we use will for actions we decide now at the moment of speaking.
You mean
not
a sudden
prepared,
decision.
not
We use will for
yes.
sudden decisions.
Okay, so we
Yes.
didn't prepare it in the past. Yes, I want to write, but I don't have a pen. It's a situation here. Someone or other one says, "Hold on, wait, I will get a pen." So
I'll get a pen.
okay, so here we
Means
have
just a minute.
in the same
I'll get
moment.
it.
Yes,
I'll
you
get-
decided
I'll
to
get
give me a pen.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So it is something we decide now. I'll
Yes.
get a pen. It is a sudden decision. The speaker here decides something suddenly.
Yes.
So he has no plan before.
Due to the
About
situation.
this.
Yes.
Yes. It depends on the situation.
Yes, exactly. Okay,
What
so
else?
The second usage is a prediction. Use will to predict the future. Example, it will rain tomorrow, or the weather will get hotter, it won't get colder. Here we predict. Okay, we are not sure about it, but we predict something may happen and may not.
So I'm expecting something about the future.
Yes.
It may happen, it may not happen. The weather will get hotter, it won't get colder. I'm predicting something about the future.
Yes.
These are the two uses of will. We can use will for to talk or for sudden decision
or
Exactly,
for
yes.
protection.
for prediction.
Yes.
That's it. Mr. Mazin, what about
Yes.
the second form of the future?
Yes, dear student, as we know, we have many ways to express the future in English. The first one Ms. Najla talked about, which is will plus verb 0. The second one is be plus going to plus verb. Example, I'm going to play tennis. I'm going to buy a new car, as you can see on the screen. We can say I'm going to just go swimming. The contraction form of I am. The negative form of be going to is, as you know, just only we add not after verb to be. Example, he is not going to take the exam. Another example, which
It isn't going
it
to.
isn't going to rain. If we want to make question, as you know, we can just start the question with verb to be.
Are you going?
For example, are you going to paint the house?
Is he going to?
Is he
Is
to?
she going?
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Are they? That's it.
Yes.
Good.
Now we are going to talk about the use of going to. The first one, it's used for intention. Example, we are not going to paint our bedroom tomorrow. So we just are...
What do we mean when we say intention, Mr. Mazin?
Yes.
A plan.
Yes, to plan.
We intend to do something.
Intend to do
when
something.
we have a plan to do something, when we have decided something before speaking,
Yes.
we have a decision before we speak. So we have a plan in our mind, we have an intention in our mind. That's it.
Yes.
Good.
The second use, which is prediction, so going to and will are used to express prediction in the future, about the future. Example, the sky is very black, it's going to snow. But dear students, when we have an evidence, a clear evidence, we can use going to. If we don't have a clear evidence, we can use will.
This is the difference.
This is the difference.
We say the sky is very black, it's going to snow. So
Yes.
the evidence here is, as you said, Mr. Mazin, the sky is very black. This is the evidence.
Yes.
So let's say I'm 90% certain or sure that it's going to snow.
rain.
It's going to snow or to
yes.
rain, etc. Something is going to happen because I have an evidence. Let's say I'm certain 90% that it's going to happen.
Sure, somehow, yes.
Exactly. So now we can go on to talk about something different. The linking words mentioned, I think, in unit
7.
7,
Yes.
exactly. We have when, as soon as, until, before, after,
Yes.
etc. So we can we talk about them?
Yes.
Mr. Mazin?
Yes, first of all, we have the linking words. The students must know the linking words or adverb clause of time. Number one is when, which means at the time something else happens. Can you call me, example, can you call me when the lunch is ready? As soon as, which means immediately. As soon as I arrive, I will call you. Dear student, you have to notice here that in the time clause sentence, as soon as
We use the present simple.
we use the simple present, although it refers, it indicates the future, in itself.
So the simple present here, as you said, refers to future.
Yes, refer to the future, but we cannot use the future after
course.
time clause.
Yes.
Yes.
As soon
first.
as I arrive, not I will arrive.
Yes.
This is what you mean.
Yes,
Good.
I will call you. Yes, until, which means up to a point in time. Example, they played football in the garden until it got dark.
So here we have the past simple.
Here we have the past
We can use these words in the past with the past simple,
Yes.
not only with the present
No,
simple.
we can use them
When
with
we
the-
want to talk about the future, we use the present simple in the time clause and the future in the result clause
Yes.
or the main clause. While here we can use past simple in both clauses
Yes.
to talk about something that happened
In the
and
past.
finished
In the
in the
past.
past.
Yes.
So they played football
They
in the
played
garden
football in
until
the
it got
garden
dark.
until it got dark. Yes, we have before, at an earlier time, Ahmed left his office before we arrived.
Again, here
Again, here-
before is used with the past simple,
Past
not
in-
with
yes.
the present
In-
simple.
yes, in both
we can
clauses,
say
we have
before the
simple
teacher,
past.
we can use it with the present simple. For example, before
he
the teacher
arrives-
arrives, we will try to do the exercise
Yes.
together. Okay, before he arrives, we will do something.
Yes.
So, and we can use before with the past simple.
Yes, for
So
sure.
Ahmed left his office before we arrived. Okay.
Yes, after, at a later time. Again, here we have example about simple past in both clauses. After I finished school, I visited my aunt. We can also, as Mr. Basil said, we can use after in the future.
We can say the same sentence, Mr. Mazi.
Yes, after I finish,
school,
I will visit
I will
my
visit my aunt.
Yes.
Yes.
We can
So here
exchange
I'm
the
talking
place.
about something which
Yes.
will happen in the future.
Yes.
We can use it to talk about the past. After I finished, I visited my aunt. So that's it, simply. Good. That's it. That's everything about, dear students,
About
let's say
grammar.
the linking words. Now we can,
do some-
Mr. Mazen or Miss Nejla, dear students, go to Unit 7. I think we have some exercises. We will
Yes.
try because we don't have, let's say,
Much
a lot of time or much time to do all the exercises, of course, but we will try to cover as we can. Now, let's go to page 38
Yes.
in Unit 7 in the activity book.
Yes.
I think here we have an exercise which is exercise 2.
Yes.
Let's try to, in order to focus on the uses of the future, Mr. Mazen, dear
Yes.
colleagues, dear students, write P for a prediction or D for a decision. Complete the sentences with the correct form of will or going to. Let's look at number 1. Number 1 is done for the student.
Yes.
I'm sure it won't rain. The sky looks clear now, so it is a prediction. It is a prediction, not a decision.
Of course.
Because we use will here.
Yes.
Number 2, what you do when you finish school.
Yes.
So,
Yes. What are you going to do when you finish school?
so here
Here we have decision.
we have decision. What are you going to do?
do.
It's not a prediction at all.
Yes.
So, number 3,
Number 3, I've decided I am going to study French next year as
well as biology.
Biology.
So
okay?
it is again-
It is here.
it is
this
clear,
decision.
a decision,
Yes.
because the speaker says, I've decided. So
But-
it is a decision.
What is he thinking about?
He has a
Yes.
decision now.
Yes.
Good.
Exactly.
So we need to use I'm going to study, not I will
Exactly.
study.
Yes.
Good.
If
Number
we
4.
don't hurry up, we won't or will not get to school in time.
I think we used this same example in our
Yes.
explanation
Yes, exactly.
when we use the PowerPoint. Okay. Now that's it. So if we don't hurry up, we won't get to school on time. It's a prediction here.
Yes.
It's not a decision.
Yes.
Good. Now,
Number 3.
if we try to go to exercise 3, Mr.
Yes.
Mazen,
Yes.
offer to help in these situations.
Yes.
I need help with my homework.
Yes.
Shall I help you? I'll help you.
Yeah.
Number 2, I'd like to close the window, but it's too high for me.
Yes.
What can we say here?
Can say I will close it for you, or shall I close it for you?
Shall I, because it is a question,
Yes.
shall I close it for you?
Yes.
So that's it. So when we make a suggestion, we use shall I, shall we, that's it.
Yes.
Shall I, shall we stop, shall I?
We are offering.
That's it. To offer help,
Help.
or to make a suggestion.
Yes, exactly.
Good.
Number
now,
3.
that's it,
Yes.
I think. Now let's go to number 4. Imagine you are going to a language school in London, write questions and answers, what will happen if. Here we need to use the conditionals, I
Yes.
think. So for example, you go to London without your friends. What will happen if you go to London without your friends? This is the example. It is done, the first one.
Yes.
Number 2, not know anyone. If I go to London on my own, I won't know anyone. Now, number 2, you don't know anyone in London. It is a question.
Yes.
So, Mr. Mazen,
Yes. If I don't know anyone in London, I will have to speak English.
good. So we have it. If I don't know anyone in London, I what?
I will have to speak English.
to speak English. That's it. So this is the first one. There is no need to continue because here we are just trying to
Giving
focus
hints,
on
yes.
each exercise. How can we do it? Now, if we go to exercise 5, here it is very important for the students to know the difference between the linking
These
words and
linking
to know how
words.
to use
Exactly.
them in the context.
Yes.
Number 5, circle the correct word. I didn't know a crab could climb a tree.
Yes.
So,
until I read it in a book.
Until I
Yes.
read it,
yes,
in a book. Not
book.
read,
Yes,
because
read,
here
Simple
we use the
past.
past.
Yes.
We are talking about something that happened in the past.
Yes.
So here we know the verb read is a regular verb. It is an irregular verb.
Read,
but
read.
we pronounce it read in the present simple, read in the past simple, read in the past
the
participle.
past participle.
So here I didn't know a crab could climb a tree until I read it in a book. Now, yes, please.
Yes, number 2. It's amazing. This kind of crab is called coconut crab. When it gets hungry, it climbs up a palm tree.
So when it gets hungry,
So,
it
yes.
climbs up a palm tree.
Yes.
Good.
After it gets a coconut, it cracks it open with its claws.
So it uses its
Its
claws to open it.
Yes.
Good.
To make
it
it
doesn't
into
wait.
halves. Yes.
It doesn't wait until it gets back down to the beach.
Onto the beach.
Yes.
Before eating the coconut or as soon as?
Ms. Najla,
What do we choose
Yes,
here?
before eating.
Before eating, yes. So,
before eating
so he
the coconut.
eats it. It eats it. Sorry.
Yes.
Before it gets down,
Yes.
right?
As soon, yes, it
it
starts
doesn't wait,
eating
I mean.
as soon as it picks
So it starts eating as soon as it picks the
the coconut.
Coconut.
Good. Now let's go on to exercise 6. I think exercise 6 is a good example,
Yes.
a good practice for the linking words.
Linking words.
Rewrite the sentence pairs as one sentence. Use the words in brackets. For example, the first one is done. I'll stay indoors. It hasn't stopped raining. We need to use until. So I'll stay indoors until it stops raining. The second one, please, number 2.
Yes.
Yes. Promise you will phone me and tell me you get your result later. We have to use as soon as. As soon as you get my result, I will phone you.
Okay. Okay, number 3.
Number 3, I will come out with you. I finish work at 5 o'clock. So I will come, here we can use after. Yes? And it will be, I will come out with you after I finish work at 5 o'clock.
Good. Number 4.
You can wait here. It's time for
It's
you.
not time.
It's not time for you to go home. You can wait here until it's time for you to go home.
So you can wait here until it's time for
Yes.
you to go home.
Here we omit
Good.
the not.
Yes, of course. Now, I think we can talk. We can go on to Unit 8 if we have time. We have time, yes. Unit 8, page
Conditional.
42.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Now we have exercise 1. Write sentences, as you can see, dear students, with these words. So we need to, let's say, write a conditional sentence.
Type 2.
I think
Type
it
2.
is type 2.
To practice
yes.
it, yes.
Let me read the first one because
Yes.
it is done. We have here, if she want me to help her, she asked me. If she wanted me to help her, she would ask me. So, number 2.
Yes, number 2, I do it if you ask me. I would do it if you asked me.
So I'm imagining something.
Yes, it's imaginary.
I would do it if you asked me.
But
That's
you
it.
didn't ask.
But you didn't.
Yes.
Good. Number 3.
Number 3, if I break my mother's vase, she be very angry. If I broke my mother's vase, she would be very angry.
I am imagining
myself
the situation.
break. Yes.
The
Of course, the
punishment.
situation is not good.
Yes.
Yes.
My
all.
mother would be angry
Yes.
if I broke
She
the
would,
vase or her
yes,
vase.
she would see red.
Yes, yes. Number 4.
Yes. You not be so tired if you go to bed earlier. You would be so tired if you went to bed earlier. You
won't
wouldn't.
be. You wouldn't
would
be.
not be.
Yes.
Okay. So you wouldn't, if we want to pronounce it fast, you wouldn't be tired if you went to bed earlier.
Good. Good.
Number 5.
Number 5, the last
Yes,
one.
the last one. If I leave my homework at home, I get into trouble. If I left my homework at home, I would get into trouble.
I would get into trouble.
I'm just imagining.
Imagining.
Yes,
the
my
situation,
the situation.
about the present, which is not true.
Yes.
Now, write the correct form of the verbs in brackets, exercise 2.
Yes.
Do you want to come to the zoo with me tomorrow, Youssef? Number 1, Youssef.
I would go. I would go if I had some money, because
So
here we
I'm
have
imagining.
the second type.
Yes.
Verb 2, and then we have to use
We use
would
type 2
and
because we are
zero
imagining
form.
a situation.
Yes, imaginary.
I would go if I had some money.
Exactly.
Well, if you...
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. If you didn't spend a lot of money on computer games, you would be able to go to the zoo.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, Youssef, I know you're right.
I know you are right. If my brother lent me his games, I would not have to buy them myself. Lent, would not have.
Number 7. If you offered to lend him some of your games, maybe he would just would feel bad about his selfishness.
Selfishness.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Yusuf. If you knew my brother better, you would not say that. Knew
But you don't
and
know him.
wouldn't, but you don't know
If you
him.
knew my brother
Yes.
better, you
don't-
wouldn't say that.
Exactly, but
Good.
you don't know
Good,
him well.
Good,
Yes.
good. That's correct. Now, I think we have exercise number 5. Yes,
Yes.
page 42. It's a good exercise about some words. It is a dialogue. We need to complete the dialogue.
Yes.
And to use these words or phrases to complete the dialogue. So
Yes.
here we are focusing on some vocabs in the list or in the books.
Yes.
We have a club, a hobby, friends, in touch, pieces, sad, something new, sorry, careful, to people.
Yes.
Let's do it in
Yes.
in a hurry, please.
Now, the first person, I feel sad that you are leaving the school, Majida. I feel sad.
Okay.
Okay, Mazen.
So do
So
I.
Mazen, you are B. Mr.
Yes,
Zla-
Yes.
yes. So
Okay.
do I. We must promise to keep in touch. So always, dear student, keep in touch.
Yes. I'm bored, Mom.
If I were you, I'd take up a hobby. I would start a hobby.
Yes. Join.
Join a club, or sometimes it's a good way to make new friends and talk.
To people.
Yes, to people. If you started something, it would stop you from being bored.
Yes.
Good.
Mrs. Hakim, I want to say sorry about what happened to your vase. I was carrying it to the shelf when I dropped it, and it broke into 2 pieces. I promise I will try and mend it with glue.
It's all right. Just be careful next time.
Good. Thank you. Now, if we go to exercise 7, let's try to just circle the best answer.
Yes.
Are you a good friend? Try the quiz. It is a quiz, I think.
Yes.
There is
No need.
need to do
To
it.
do it, yes.
But here we have maybe a reading text at the end of unit 8, and then we have writing, then we have progress test 4. I think these progress tests at the end maybe of some units may help you, dear students, to do a lot of practice and to improve your language and to increase, let's say, your vocabulary.
Yes.
Well, I think we don't have time. Do we have time? Time is over. Okay. Well, Dear students, dear colleagues, again, we're very sorry because we were late about more than 10 minutes at the beginning of this seminar. As I told you, there was something technical in the studio, and we were trying to
fix it.
Let's say repair it. We are very sorry about that. At the end of this seminar, dear students, dear colleagues, let me thank my colleagues who participated in this seminar. Miss Najla Dbesi, English teacher from Damascus countryside.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you
Bassem.
very much for
Welcome.
your participation. Mr. Mazen Abdul Karim, English teacher from Damascus countryside. Thank you again, Mr. Mazen.
Thank you very
Dear
much.
students, dear colleagues, till we meet in other seminars, we wish you all the best and goodbye. Thank you.